What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is October 31st, 2015. I know what day it is today because it is Halloween, one of my favorite holidays. So happy Halloween, y'all. It doesn't feel very much like Halloween outside where I live because I am in Louisiana and it is 90 degrees. As you can tell by my attire, didn't really have to prepare for any coldness out there. It's crazy watching all of my YouTubers that I follow from across the country, like different athletes, because they're getting ready to go to the gym this time of year and layering up all their long sleeve shirts and a windbreaker and a heavy coat to go on over that because it's like freaking snowing outside, and I'm like, ooh, tank top. I definitely do want to move out of Louisiana in the future, but wherever I do go, it will be just as mild. Because I don't do the cold, the ice, the snow. No thank you. But anywho, I told you guys in my last video that I was going to share with you a little bit more about my training split. In the sport of bodybuilding, it's really all about building the physique that's appropriate for your goals or your division. And each division is going to be different and have different points where you focus your training because you need those to be more rounded out. It's basically a different formula when you're talking about your weekly training split for every athlete. So whichever areas you want to be your primary focus, those are what you're going to work the hardest. You're going to know that those will be your hardest training days of the week, and then you add in everything else you need to hit with or around those days. So I'm going to tell you guys what my two or three primary lift days are, and then how I work everything else I need to hit around them. So the split I'm about to show you guys will be what I will be doing for the rest of 2016. Whenever I go into my next contest prep in January of 2017, I will change up my programming a little bit because I will be dieting during that time. It will be more to like tune my muscles up. The programming will be more to tune my muscles up and bring certain areas in instead of building overall size, like I mentioned was my goal in this past video. So my programming will change then, but from now to the rest of the year, this is what I will be doing. One note I want to make with programming is if you're going to decide on programming towards a certain athletic goal, you have to do it long enough. You have to do it for a pretty prolonged period of time in order to see the results. So the workout plans that I see some people advertising are only for, you know, it's like get a flat belly in 2 months or 2 weeks, whatever it is, but it doesn't really work that way. You have to consistently do the same things and the same types of exercises in the same way in order to get that result. And I don't mean doing the exact same workout every week. You can definitely switch up the movements. In fact, I encourage you to, so it doesn't get boring. I never do the same workout twice. But you have to do it with training and your diet as well. You have to do it consistently enough to make a difference. So during this building, improvement season, off season, whatever you want to call it, my three primary focuses, which will be my 3 hardest days, 3 heaviest days, days where I do the most volume and the most weight, and just the longest, hardest workouts will be my legs. You saw that last week, and then I'm also going to include that programming in this video because I'm doing it today. Also my back. My back is really important to me because that's what creates the illusion of a small waist, is having wide lats. And then also my delts, my shoulders, because they round out that V-taper on the outside. So you make your shoulders, your back, and your legs bigger, and your waist looks smaller. Also, on the note of waist, I plan to add in some ab programming through this prep because it is something that I've never, ever done. Up until this point, the abs that I have gotten or that show when I'm lean are just from being supportive muscles in other lifts. I don't ever do any direct ab work or isolated ab work, so I want to add some of that in so that my obliques will be a little bit stronger, and then I want to form my lower abs. And also, one area that I thought my physique was lacking in last year was my upper chest, because I do not bench press, or I haven't up until now. I just started learning it and working on it. Robbie's helping me work with that. But other than those 4 primaries, I will work in all of the other detail work with them. Since you have so many different muscles in your bodies and I have so many different areas to hit, I obviously train some things together every week because if I had a different day for legs, chest, abs, arms, shoulders, calves, I could go on and on. There are not that many days in a week. So I'm going to tell you guys what I group together and why. So I break it down into 3 basic groups. You've got your leg movements, your push movements, and your pull movements. Your leg movements, that's easy. Obviously anything with your legs. Push movements, that's going to be your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps, which is the back of your arm. Pull movements, that's going to be your back and your biceps. And as far as abs go, you use your abs in every single lift you do. You should be keeping a tight core in every single lift you do. But your ab isolation work, I would just work that in 3 or 4 times a week. But it's definitely not something you do every day. That is not what gets you a 6-pack. Having a low body fat percentage gets you a 6-pack. So those are on my agenda today with my heavy legs. I will actually rest tomorrow because I'm cooking, so these 2 days will be switched. But I'll do shoulders and chest and probably hit a little bit of triceps with that Wednesday. And then back and biceps are together because they are both pull movements. Glute isolations, that is all booty work and a little bit of hamstring work that day too, and abs again. And then day 5 will be just straight up delt work to gain as much size as possible. So now that I've explained that to y'all, I'm about to head to the gym. I'm going to film my squats and my deadlifts, my powerlifting program this week, just because I said that I was going to track that all the way through. And then I'm also going to include a little bit of posing at the end of this video, bikini posing, just to give you guys an idea of what bikini competitors look like in the off season. I mentioned it before that we don't walk around super ripped up and lean, and I just want to be as honest and transparent with you guys as possible. And then it's also just a really good tracking measure for me whenever I do start dieting down in my next prep and trying to cut my body fat back down. It's a really good thing to track from. So I will see you guys in the next clip. Hello you guys, I just wanted to do a voiceover for this portion of the video to explain to you a little bit more about back squat form and technique. One thing I do want to stress before I begin on cues is that you definitely don't want to add weight to the bar or even do your squats with weight when you first start. You want to get the movement correct and know all of your cues before you actually introduce weight. This is very important for injury prevention as well as getting the most out of your squats as far as muscle gains, because proper form equals maximum times under tension equals maximum gains. But this was a high rep week for me and the weight stayed the same through all of my sets, so I figured it would be a good opportunity to talk to you guys about a little form. So you will notice in my setup here that I take extra time to make sure the bar is distributed evenly on my shoulders. I center myself in the non-rough, or I guess the smooth area in the middle of the bar. It's got grips on either side. I also make sure that my hands are placed evenly. They're an equal distance apart from my shoulder on either side. And you want to have a tight grip like you're trying to pull the bar apart at the top. Other upper body cues are going to be to keep your chest up through the full movement as well as your eyes. So don't look down and don't tuck your chin down. You're going to take a deep breath at the top of each squat, hold it through the eccentric or downward phase of the movement, keeping your core tight or pushing against your belt if you're wearing one. You are also going to focus on pushing your butt out to start each squat. This way you can squat behind your knees and drive through your heels. It's very important that you drive through your heels and your feet stay flat on the floor, because if you squat over your knees, it can cause damage to your ankles and your knees, and it's just really bad for all of your joints. But pushing your butt back and keeping your chest up really optimizes that lower back arch you need in your back squats to prevent spinal injury. If you are not arching your back and keeping it straight, it's entirely too much strain on your joints and your ligaments and your spine, and it's just a trip to the chiropractor waiting to happen. So stay safe. If you are squatting with a slightly arched lower back, a compressed upper back, and sitting back into the squat and driving through your heels, you are doing it right. Next, I moved into conventional deadlifts. I did switch belts to my lever belt, which is leather, and it's a lot tighter on my core. You guys saw that I faltered on my form a little bit in one of my squats earlier, and it kind of tweaked my back some. So I just wanted the extra support with this. But in your setup for these, you're going to want to keep your feet about hip width apart. Bend at the hip to grip the bar at about shoulder width. I use an alternating grip, but you can also place both of your hands the same way. I just find that this grip helps me pull the weight more evenly. Once your feet and grip are set, you're going to take a deep breath and then lower your hips and flex through your knees until your shins actually make contact with the bar. You're then going to look forward with your head, never at the ground. Keep your chest up and your back arched, much like in your back squats, and begin driving through your heels to move the weight upward. After the bar passes your knees, aggressively pull it back and thrust your hips forward and pull your shoulder blades together in the back as you drive into the bar. Then lower by bending at the hips and guiding it to the floor, and don't just drop it. I finished off the powerlifting portion of this workout working on some sumo deadlifts. This is a lift that I just learned, or a variation of a deadlift that I just learned. And the main thing that makes it different from conventional deadlifts is you'll notice that my stance is much wider, and I grip the bar on the inside of my legs with an over-under grip or alternating grip instead of on the outside of my legs. And what variating this stance does is changes the muscle that you're actually pulling from. So the sumo deadlift primarily includes your hips and your quads, mainly your hips, and the quads is your secondary. Whereas in the conventional deadlift, you're pulling with mainly your quads and the weak link is your lower back. I mean, both variations have their advantages and disadvantages. But the main thing with the sumo deadlifts is that you start from a more upright position, so you actually have a lesser range of motion to pull the bar. So in theory, you would be able to do more weight this way. I actually lowered the weight for these on mine because, as I said, I'm just learning. And if you're just learning too, I would suggest maybe trying them on a Smith machine so that the weight is a little more controlled and you can step up on a step or platform so that you're not pulling all the way from the floor when you first start. Hey guys, here we are like a week and a half later from when I started this vlog. I'm finally getting around to filming the posing portion of it. I'm not even sure what the correct date is because I never do insert correct date here. But before I started the posing portion of this vlog, I wanted to explain a little bit more about what the sport of bodybuilding is, because I realize a lot of people, especially that aren't in competitive fitness, may not realize what it is and what we get judged on as opposed to other, like, I guess, weightlifting sports or that type of variety of sport. But as I have mentioned, I'm in the bikini division of the NPC. I've competed through 2 show seasons, so last year and the year before that. And the point of bodybuilding and what we're being judged on is our actual physique. So it's not, you know, who can lift the most weight for the most amount of times or anything like that, like something like powerlifting or CrossFit or something like that, competitive CrossFit, for instance. And I still have people that when I tell them I'm a bodybuilder ask me, so like how much do you bench? And I'm like, I don't know, like 65 pounds? So basically what I'm saying is bodybuilding isn't judged by any type of, you know, concrete statistic. It is judged on your overall package of what you bring to the stage. So as I mentioned earlier in this vlog, you're going to have different muscular balance for different divisions in males and females. So there's 4 female divisions and I think 3 male divisions. There may be 4, I'm not sure. But each division has different poses, different standards. We all have the same, I guess, type of look to someone who's not in competitive fitness. Like we all look muscular, but my division is actually like the lowest of the women as far as from least to most muscular. But I love my division and I won't ever do anything else. But as for my natural body type, I was just kind of made for bikini. I'm a tall girl, I'm 5'9", and just my overall build was best suited for bikini. And I tried it for the first time last year and maybe didn't have the best first show experience, but I definitely fell in love with the process of bodybuilding and, you know, what it took to improve a physique year after year, because that is what it's all about. I will get up on stage next year in front of some of the same judges and then hopefully some more different ones because I will be doing bigger shows. But the whole point is continuous improvement. You want to get, you know, make your physique bigger, better, stronger with every year and every package you bring. So with that being said, I'm going to share a little bit of my posing with you guys. I guess I will show you my suit first. I was going to do my posing practice in my actual competition suit just because, like I said, it would be a good tracking measure for when I do begin prep and cutting back down. But the problem is that cutting back down part, I am 10 pounds, give or take, up from my stage weight where I was in May. Obviously, I've been talking in a lot of my videos about improving and growing, and like I said, you've got to bring a bigger, better package every year. So you've definitely got to take a growing season. I'm not beating myself up about the weight gain, but basically all of the junk in this trunk right now was not fitting in that swimsuit. Let me show you. So this is my suit. It is a Suits by You suit, and those are my shoes. They are from a company called Fabulous? Yeah, Fabulicious, that's it, like Fergalicious. But as you can see, the standard cut for bikini suits doesn't really leave much to the imagination. Our division is very glute focused, so I chose to pose in something different. It is a pair of modest underwear and a sports bra because, hang on, I will show you guys. This is the back of the ones that I posed in as compared to this. Okay, so we've got a significant, you know, significant amount of fabric there. So with that being said, if you have any negativity to share towards that or what I'm wearing or what I'm sharing on my channel, please keep it to yourself because we are all positive vibes here. I am simply a physique competitor and the content in this channel is meant to help you ladies improve your physique. So I'm just trying to show you what I'm working with and track progress because there's really nothing more measurable than photos and videos of taken at the same time of day in the same lighting over a significant period of time to track your progress. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this little posing session. Maybe get a little couple points for yourself, step your gym selfie game up, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoy, and that's also going to be the end of the video. So thank you for watching. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got a comment on maybe it could be better or anything you just want to share, I would love to hear it and connect with you guys. So leave that too. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.